Hey everyone, this is Mr. Taylor. If you haven't already, be sure to watch the above lecture videos on a theoretical introduction to academic research. Those videos will give you an overview about why and how we do this, what the general process looks like, and what you should be doing now to do the first half of the process. In those videos, I reinforce that writing the actual research paper is only half of the process. The first half of the process is the planning and the organization and getting everything in order. So this video, I'm going to show you a few of the research resources I've put together for you under modules and how they can help you. This first part of the research process can be relatively technical. It's my suggestion to get a separate notebook to print some of these items out, to keep everything in a drive, keep everything in a similar location, so a jump drive or on your Google Drive, or if you're old school like I tend to be, you can print these worksheets out so that you have them to handwrite on as you're looking through your sources. There's something to be said about having some of these printouts available and at your side, so you have your computer, your research notebook, research resources, everything ready to go to make this process easy as possible. You're not just going to be slapping together some sources and some sentences to make this a research paper. It has to be well thought out, all the way down to the selection of your sources. And so the research resources folder I put together is going to help you go through this process step by step. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to ask to see some of this, so it's a good idea just to go ahead and have it ready. What you want to do is click on modules, and then under modules, if you scroll down, you'll find the research resources right here underneath the drafting the research paper section. And so here, what you've got are several different things. The first I'm going to click on and show you is a research planner. So if you're one of those people who need some exact, what's step one, when should I do it, how should it get done, what percentage of my time should I dedicate to this step of the process, Baylor University's library has a really dynamic, interesting research planner. What you do is just click the link and go here, and all you have to do is put in the start date. It'll auto-populate the current start date and the due date. So for us, that would be May 13th. And then you can click schedule the research paper process. And so what it's going to do is take every single one of the steps based on the date you entered, and it's going to give you the best recommendation for how to complete each of your steps. So for instance, if we did this today by May the 4th, Wednesday, understand the assignment clearly, right? Understand what you're asked to do, the lecture videos, for instance, the readings. That's going to be the first step. If you haven't done that, do that by today. The next step, step 2, due tomorrow, select and focus your topic. Step 3, by Thursday, explore your research questions. So put together your research questions. Step 4, design your research strategy. 5, by May 6th, Friday, start finding your sources. So starting today on the 4th, when you start this paper, it's actually going to give you a really beneficial schedule that I would ask you to follow. And so it's a good idea to maybe have this with you, print it, keep it in your research journal or notebook, and I would follow this step, follow these stages to make sure you're putting together a truly sufficient and efficient, but a really high caliber research project that I'm looking for. I encourage all of you to use this, create your own schedule based on the date that you're starting. Of course, if you wait till the last minute, all of these steps are going to be truncated. They're going to be piled up on one another, several steps to a date. So I encourage you to do it as soon as possible and then start following through, so this is not an overbearing process for you. The next item I have here, and I've tried to put these in order to follow or to be congruent with the general order of the research process. I've got some information about how to narrow your research topic. Some of you have already reached out, some of you have already conducted some background research, and you know what topic you want. You've already made it specific. I've helped make the topic more specific for some of you who have a general research domain. This worksheet's going to help you take a research domain, so your broad topic, which is called the research domain, and some questions to ask yourself and some methods for how you can go about narrowing that topic. And so that's a really good resource if you're having some issues doing that. The third source or resource that we have available here is going to be our How to Formulate Research Questions document. Of course, these are not from our library. I had to do some research and pull some worksheets that I think are the best. And so this helps get you from your focused research topic after you narrow it to the formulation of your research questions. So in other words, this is the how-to for your research questions. It tells you exactly some of the same stuff I tell you, some prerequisites about your research questions. Again, for our research paper, I would recommend 6 to 8, maybe 10 research questions. Again, these are the questions that you are asking, the questions that outline the information you need to know to start writing your paper. And through going through searches and pulling and integrating sources through academic journals and databases, you will answer those questions. But this is a essential first step because you've got to know what you need to know in order to find it. The next resource that we have available here is going to be how to develop a thesis statement. So it's another guide to help you. I find that most people need help with the thesis statement. You can have an idea, you can narrow it, you can go out and develop your research questions, but your thesis statement ties all of those items together into one succinct statement. And it does have to cover a lot of bases. It is the basis of your entire paper. It's the claim of your argument that you're presenting for yourself and for others. So this tells you a little bit more information about crafting your thesis, how to do that, the preliminary steps, and a little bit about how to unify all elements in your thesis. So that's just an extra resource there to help you if you're having issues with the thesis statement portion. The next resource that we have here is how you start actually searching for keywords. You'll find that when you start going to the library website and you start entering search queries, so you start entering your topic and different synonyms for your topic to pull as many usable sources as you can. This is just an example of a worksheet I've provided, and it's really reinforcing the importance of your search terms. If you're not finding something with one keyword, look at other words to use for that. And so it's really helping you generate synonyms for keywords to help you pull more sources. If you look here, they're listing a single word in their search: impact Europe, refugees, Syria, based on this topic here. This is not focused enough, in my opinion. We need to know more about that. But if you're doing this as a starting point to find more sources to then further narrow your topic, it's fine. But they took each of the main words of their topic, put it in this chart, and then looked at some synonyms for what those words are. And through those synonyms, then started putting these synonyms in the search tool at the library to find more sources. So really it's wordplay. You're looking to come up with alternate words, alternate synonyms to generate more sources. You may have one source that's titled something and another source that's titled something completely different, but they mean the same thing. So that's the important with synonyms, is to keep trying with your searches, keep generating synonyms. After you have a topic, after you have a research question, after you've developed your thesis, or even as you're going through that process, use this worksheet to generate different words that you can use to search for your sources. It's very important. And we'll go back here. Another resource that we have available here is the actual worksheet for that. So that's just an example of the worksheet. This is the actual blank version. You can open it, it's a PDF, I believe, and you can open it. It's fillable. So it will let you go in here and actually, no, it's not. I'm thinking of the wrong form. You can fill this out for yourself. You can print it out, put your initial keywords, and then start generating some synonyms there. So that's just a blank copy of that last form just to help you as you're searching. What else do we have here? Tips for identifying sources. And so I'm going to pull that up here. We will maximize that. It just helps you for two different scenarios. If you have too many results and you need to narrow, it gives you some basic information and strategies. And also conversely, if you are not getting enough results, it gives you some more information there that can help you locate those sources you need. Again, if you're having issues with locating sources, use that synonym worksheet and start calling things different words. Refer to things in different ways in order to find more resources. That's something that you'll be challenged to do. I've got another worksheet here, tips for identifying sources too. And this particular worksheet is going to provide some similar information. I'm just waiting on it to load. I'm on my home internet connection and it's not. Here we go. This has more about identifying keywords, how to use effective keywords, words that would generate more search results or more suitable or congruent results with your topic. And I'm posting these because they're all either worksheets you can print out and use, or they're very simple guide sheets. They're usually 1 to 2 page a piece, so you can print them and just have them with you, give you some reminders just to glance at as you're going through the research process. Of course, I have to mention the CRAP score calculator and the CRAP worksheet. So you will remember, if you've looked at the videos, that the CRAP model that I did, in fact, not name. It's been out there for several decades now. It's a convention in research, but it's unfortunate that it's referred to that. The CRAP model is a tool to help you pick sources. It refers to how authoritative they are, how timely or how recent they are, how relevant they are, credible, all of those different things. These resources will help you actually go in and score each of the sources you plan to use. For instance, if you're confused about a source and you're not sure if it's a scholarly source enough, start with this worksheet. And so it gives you a place where you can practice putting the APA citation up here. So what it would look like in your reference citation, what type of source it is, and it evaluates each of these aspects of the CRAP model. So currency or timeliness, is it recent or not? Yes or no? It gives you some questions to help evaluate that. Relevance, yes, no, authority. So you can use that worksheet in addition to the CRAP score calculator that I have here. Where is it at? You can use that with this, and it helps put an actual number, a score, a quantitative score to your results when you're looking at the CRAP method. So you score each of these things based on the question. So when was the information published or posted? You put the answer. Has it been revised? You put the answer. And then you give that category a score from 1 to 10, with 10 being excellent. And then at the end of evaluating all of those items, you have a cumulative or a total score, and it will tell you how good your score is in terms of the CRAP model. I recommend completing this worksheet for every single source that you use. And if you have a high score, you want to aim for 40 to 44, you know that it's a good source to use in your research. If any of this is sounding unfamiliar, make sure you read the assignments, and also make sure that you are looking at the lecture videos, because I talk about each of these things in depth in those videos. Finally, I have a source here for annotated bibliography. In most college research projects, you will complete an annotated bibliography for each source that you use. So here's a sample annotation right here. This is what your document would look like. It wouldn't have this key over here. This is just helping you understand the parts of an annotation. It'll start with your APA citation at the top and what that would look like. And then it's simply a summary of the source. It's going to give you not only the citation, but an introduction to the source, the aims of the source, any research methods, the scope, how useful it is to your research topic, what limitations may exist. In other words, what that does not cover, or the questions that that source does not answer, the conclusions, and then a generalized reflection of how this work will help impact your own research, or how it's really going to help you make a point in your research. We always encourage people to do an annotation for every single source. So if you have 5 sources in your paper, a way to really truly use these resources to your benefit would be to first go out and use the worksheets that I presented, so the CRAP worksheet and then the CRAP score calculator, and then create an annotation for each of the sources you're going to use. These pages will start to pile up, and that's why I encouraged a notebook or something like that. And then if you have issues when you come meet with me, we can take a look at your research packet and all of these things. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to require